Hi guys, it is Monday and I just had some lunch. I'm really addicted to these Aldi, I think they're like the rosemary crackers or something. They're so good. I am clearing up today because I just haven't really, I did a massive clear out of the studio like a few months ago, but I really want to go through like the shelves and everything. And I do always think if in doubt, have a little tidy up. I think it's a great bit of advice as an artist, like if in doubt, clean your space. And make sure that it just feels blissful and inspiring. I think it's so important. But I didn't really film last week because it was just one of those weeks where, to be honest, I hardly got any painting done and I just felt like I was running around doing things. But this week I'm going to be filming. And there's also a bit of change happening, which I wanted to talk about a little bit because I feel like it's such an important discussion. But it's kind of about money and about basically keeping your day job as an artist. And I recently read all of Austin Kleon's books. My parents have had them for years, but I just never really I just feel like it wasn't time for me to read them, but this was the right time last month. I read all three of them, which is very easy to do because they're not they're very short and quite graphic and kind of just to the point. They're so brilliant. And I also got the audiobook version, which has all three of the books. And I just listened to them on repeat on my walks because it's just one of those books that has so many gems. And the thing is about it is it's very simple. A lot of it is maybe stuff I've heard before here and there, but it's just compiled and just worded in such a great and simple way. Basically, one of the things that he mentions in his first book, Still Like an Artist, is to keep your day job. And when I read that, I felt like that was kind of the confirmation I needed for the next steps in what I'm doing. So for a little bit of context, up until January this year, after I graduated, I literally have my grad picture here, which is not a coincidence. That's me. Woo. After I graduated from St. Martin's, I kind of went straight into working and trying to get my life together, and I kind of rushed into a job that I didn't really like, and it really got me down, to be honest. And this February, I basically was like, that's it, I'm quitting. I want to give this full-time artistry a go. And I was so blessed in so many ways. There's been some incredible opportunities this year, let alone that, launching my shop, and the response has been insane. And it really shifted my perspective on money because the launch was so successful that I was making more money in a day off my prints than I was working a whole month at a job I didn't like. And that was just completely draining me. And it really shifted my perspective in how, I don't know, I guess working for yourself can work and the success that can come from it. And it was a great launch and it was really amazing. And I feel like I was just on cloud nine, and obviously naturally things slowed down a little bit and it was a great launch, but obviously keeping that momentum up is hard. And I think one of the main things I realised is the importance of multiple income streams. So basically, long story long, I decided to start doing some part-time work again on the side. And it's actually not just for money. There's a few reasons behind it. One is for a social connection, okay? When I'm just working for myself, and I thought that I was going to absolutely love it, to be honest, but I actually do get very lonely. It's nice to be able to go to a job and interact with people. I'm working 20 hours a week and it's just short 5-hour shifts. So it's not I'm there all the time, but it's getting me out. It's helping me chat to people, and it's earning me a little bit of money, so it takes financial pressure off my art because that's a whole other conversation. And it gives me structure to my week because it's really hard when you've got these. I mean, it's a blessing to have 5 days in front of you that are empty and you can fill them however you want. But also it's really hard to know there's almost too much time. I feel like I don't know how to work around things. The only thing really that breaks up my week is my driving lesson on a Wednesday. And apart from that, I just found I was really struggling to structure myself and be disciplined. Whereas when you have a job, you've got to get up early and that just helps your sleep routine. In Austin Kleon's first book, Still Like an Artist, he has a part where it says, keep your day job. I'm just going to read it because I just feel like he puts it really simply and well. The truth is that even if you're lucky enough to make a living doing what you truly love, it will probably take a while for you to get to that point. Until then, you need a day job. A day job gives you money, a connection to the world, and a routine. Freedom from financial stress also means freedom in your art. So true. As photographer Bill Cunningham, who I love, watch his documentary, it's brilliant, says, if you don't take money, they can't tell you what to do. And then it says here, the worst thing a day job does is it takes time away from you, but it makes up for that by giving you a daily routine in which you can schedule a regular time for your creative pursuits. Establishing and keeping a routine can be even more important than a lot of time. having a lot of time. Yeah, so I guess like what I'm trying to get at, and the point is like just encouragement really for anyone that feels kind of in a difficult position where like you want to keep going with your creative pursuits, but at the end of the day it's just not making enough money, or it's just not reliable enough, especially if you're like having to pay bills and stuff, that there is no shame in having a job that isn't creative at all but gets you out and gets you interacting with people. I think sometimes you have to take your ego out of things. Like I think some people feel like, oh no, well I'm an artist, I can't be a delivery driver, and it's like it's completely fine to have another job on the side. Obviously in an ideal world everyone would love to, you know, full-time do their art and let that be the way they can fund themselves, and obviously like that is everyone's goal, but it takes time. Like this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. You might have a bit of success, a spike of success here and there, but stability is so important just for like your mental health. And if I'm just like going to sit down and paint, and I'm going from an attitude of like I need to sell this painting in order to like have money to live, it's just like it's like I think Quincy Jones, rest in peace, said that God walks out the room when you start talking about money, and it's true. Like you can't, it just completely warps your whole perspective on why you're doing things. What's the reason for you doing it? So I would highly recommend having a job on the side. It takes financial pressure off you. It stops you relying solely on your art for money. And hopefully it will make you actually sit down and really enjoy the times when you can paint, because you'll realise like what a privilege it is that like people want to buy my work and that I get to do this for a living. You're still an artist, even if you have another job on the side. In one of his other books, Keep Going, another quote that I actually highlighted is that you must be mindful of what potential impact monetizing your passions could have on your life. You might find that you're better off with a day job. And it says here that when you start making a living from your work, resist the urge to monetize every single bit of your creative practice. Be sure that there's at least a tiny part of you that is off limits to the marketplace. Some little piece that you keep for yourself. Read these books, they are brilliant. I cannot recommend them enough. And yeah, have a good week. I will see you in the next video.